Hey, Kat, a strange opening today, but I wanted to address that I feel like there is a disturbance in the energetic force in this world.
I would agree, Master Yoda.
I actually did have people used to call me Yoda, which is really funny, but I don't think it's because I spoke in that way. I think it's because I was just always giving little wisdom hits, but I think I've gotten less
And
wise
you
as the
wore a
years
robe,
have gone.
probably, too.
I always wore a robe, of course, and had those little ears. So yeah. So I mean, giggling now, but we were just in a chat that, I didn't want to spill out to social media, but at the same time I did. And I said that when we were talking because I just feel like a lot of people are probably going through and witnessing a lot of the same things.
Yes.
And I've been feeling like a lot of fear and a lot of like grief, like a lot of big collective grief. And you and I were just saying we're getting triggered by stuff or reminded of stuff that were healing patterns from like 10, 20 years ago, even.
Yeah.
I know a lot of mine are, yeah, like 10 to 15 years ago. And
Mine's
so,
10 years for sure.
yeah. And so I really do wonder whether, if anyone's an astrology person, you can feel free to let us know why this is happening below if you have a good reason. But I also think it's like an opportunity for us to face those deeper layers of self-healing and those things that are, I've been working towards empath energetics with the light work. And I often joke that light is harder to find than shadow sometimes because you've really got to release those deeper, darker, unseen shadows in order to get more and more light,
Yeah.
to be met. And boy, am I feeling that.
Yeah, and I also think sometimes with light attributes, there's this weird, like, backwards shame. Like, almost like if I step into that, I'm going to be too much, or people are going to think I'm arrogant, or
Society kind of sets us up for that.
yeah,
It's kind of like, hey, we just want you to all fit in. Like, let's just all be normal together.
don't be too
And so,
shiny.
yeah. And so when you feel that like inner, shine kind of coming out, I always look for where it's hurting people or how it's not working, to kind of hold you back from um, even further expression of self. Cause it really is like further expression of your authentic self. I feel like a lot of these fears are about like being more and more honest. And
Yeah.
a lot of what I'm hearing as well and seeing in my life in personal ways too is just this like pouring of honesty and also like fear of it as well, fear of being vulnerable or
Mhm.
of putting yourself in a position where your needs aren't being met. And then we've been talking a lot about like our health and fitness journeys too.
Yeah.
And our, how it's difficult as well in entrepreneurship to approach it with a lack of authenticity. If your heart is feeling heavy, it can be really challenging to put that to the side, and just kind of wanted to like acknowledge all these things about
Yeah.
living on the go, working on the go, like life moves on at the same
Mhm.
time as,
Yeah. And I think,
um,
with the work that we do, like, it's so important, I know, for both of us to be walking our talk.
mhm.
And which then is kind of scary when you're walking your talk through a heavy heart, through some dings to your self-worth, or the
It's a big old walk, one foot in front of the other.
mhm. Yeah.
And sometimes that's all you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
I guess that's why one of the dogs is just playing it with a toy. I guess that's what brought us also to sharing this update. Winter is just like chasing her tail right now.
I
It's
love
like,
when dogs do that.
honestly, it's such a silly thing. Like, I wish I had a funny quirk like that. Winter.
I thought you were going to say you wish you had a tail.
I also sometimes wish I had a tail. We'll not go into that though. That's a whole other conversation. But okay, so I guess we sort of brought ourselves to the conclusion of we've got to do more to support ourselves and soothe ourselves through these kind of more challenging pieces coming up for us.
Yeah.
And so, one thing that we can do tonight, and then like one thing we're committing to between us, right? And so the thing between us is we're bringing these really epic, deep, and healing services to the world. And yet we haven't put each other through them. So we're going to put each other through our own services And then we'll launch them to you all. So you'll see what we've been concocting, because really just don't want that half in, half out healing process. We want to be in it, getting through stuff, being together in community, and, getting supported by you is going to really help me. I'm sure likewise, there's going to be a benefit there that is more meaningful than if you just tried to take it on alone. As like why we built the community.
It's totally why we built the community. And I mean, the benefit of the people who will get to do these really in-depth things is they get both of us.
Yeah.
We have to just,
only one or the other.
We only get one or the other.
I mean, you still have yourself on your side, right? I'm not always on my side, I guess, but that's so true. Yeah, what a benefit. They get both of us.
Both of us.
So I think that will be really, really healing and helpful. And the things that you offer me, I'm sure are going to put me in my right way. And likewise, when we do some deep belief work and more. And yeah, and then my thing today, because I was like, I got to soothe this energy. Otherwise, I feel like it's like a creeping, like it'll just be there, like lingering. If you don't address stuff, it really lingers. So this fear of being vulnerable really keeps people in a cycle of avoiding healing. So diving right in by taking a swim tonight, and really allowing myself to feel that weightlessness, because I've been feeling weighted, I've been feeling like burdened and also a disconnect in my body. And so I know that when I'm in water, I feel that total fluidity and like weightlessness in my body, but I also feel very like expressive. And just to spend time alone in that feeling, I think will be like a little celebration of personal healing. And water is also connected to emotions and heart-based stuff. And what I'm healing right now is a lot of heart-based energy. So
Beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah, for me, so what I'm struggling with, some of the stuff that's coming up for me is I 10 years ago really struggled with disordered eating patterns, and I'm noticing I'm not eating enough, which is cycling into like negative body image and all of that stuff.
Old wounds.
Oh, very old wounds, like wounds I really thought I'd worked through. So
that's the theme of the everything right now. Like, I thought I was done with this.
Yeah, so actually, I've kind of already done my thing, but I'll share here is I actually will do my workout later tonight, but I used the time that I had set away apart to work out to actually cook myself a gigantic meal. So I made a huge salad, and I cooked up like a grated sweet potato, and then I had some chicken and just like a really big whole foods nourishing meal that had like quality protein, quality fat, and quality carbs. So no restriction, no lack, just a really beautiful meal.
No lack, just across the board. No lack. No lack in health, in energy, in love, in abundance, in, energy in general.
Yeah. And I think, hitting record on this video too was a gift both of us gave each other, because it would have been really easy just to be like, oh, we're having a crappy day, we can just do this video another time.
Super easy to do that. We have done that before.
But I think
but not today.
Like showing up and own it, like, and even when we were struggling with our nourish yeses, and like really being open, honest, and in integrity, that even people who do this for a living still struggle with some of the same things that we know our people are struggling with.
Yeah, totally. And like, it's just, the idea that healing is not linear, and it's a journey and a process, and a sort of a way of thinking, and maybe a way of life, like a lifestyle. Healing is almost a lifestyle. But that's not to say that you should always be thinking you're wounded or in need of, but that it's an enjoyable process for us. So I love sharing this space with you. I love having the community as well, to support each other. And I'm really excited to deliver those services whenever they come out. But first, you and I will enjoy them.
Yes.
I gotta go play with these dogs.
I hope you have a really beautiful swim tonight.
Thank you. I'm sure I will. And I'm going to soak up some puppy time as well. They're in good moods. And nice. I have some lives, so I'm sharing more of myself. And, sometimes when you're feeling that kind of inward energy, sharing more of yourself is the solution. So I'm going to step into that today.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, it was so nice chatting to you, and we'll send another update soon.
Sounds good. Till next
Awesome.
time,
Okay.
everyone.
Bye.